Muslims all over the world are celebrating Eid al-Adha, or the Greater Bayram, which is one of the major Islamic feasts. The feast brings a message of peace, sacrifice and devotion in the name of Allah. On the first day of Eid, Muslims gather early in the morning in outdoor locations or mosques to perform the Eid prayer, which consists of a prayer and a sermon. And in light of the coronavirus spread all over the world, people are taking into consideration the precautionary measures such as wearing masks, keeping distances and sanitizing their hands. After the Eid prayer, Muslims usually scatter to visit various family and friends, give gifts and especially to children, and make phone calls to distant relatives to give well wishes of the holiday. These activities traditionally continue for 4 days. In most Muslim countries, the entire 4-day period is an official government school holiday. The meat from the sacrificed animal is preferred to be divided into 3 parts. The family retains 1/3 of the share. Another third is given to relatives, friends and neighbors, and the remaining third is given to the poor and needy. The charitable practices of Muslims are demonstrated during Eid al-Adha by efforts to see that no impoverished person is left without a share in the sacrificial meal during these days. Many believe that even though Eid al-Adha comes once a year, the spirit of sacrifice and peace should remain all year round.
Welcome back again. You're still watching us here on this special episode of our program celebrating the Greater Bayram, or the Greater Feast, or Eid al-Adha as they call it. And of course, it is a great honor that I'm having this evening joining me in the studio, Dr. Aliaa Rafea, Professor of Sociology at Ain Shams University. Dr. Aliaa, you know, this is an excellent opportunity because through that we discuss things that really gets us back connected to ourselves, to our souls, and to the what do I say, the fifth dimension realm of, you know, unseen things that bind us together as human beings on this universe. One of the important teachings of this feast is devotion and sacrifice. And if we have to reflect that on a social level here, people find devotions and sacrifice a different story. They interpret it differently, and sometimes they're doing it in the wrong direction, taking from them so much energy and possibly years of their life, where they wake up one day and realize that, oh my God, oops, this was the wrong sacrifice and wrong devotion. How do you guide them back again?
Congratulate you for the deep question, how you put it. Actually, because when you are talking about anything, any principles, without the situation and the context, then it becomes like an avoid meaning. It has a void meaning. Sometimes it's devotion and sacrifice means for some people that they are not, they're giving them from themselves and they deny the rights. And the first thing in order to give is to love oneself first. And then from there you can communicate, spread love to the other people around you. But if you are denying the right for yourself to be a human being and have rights, then you are really living at illusions of giving while you are not giving. You are killing yourself. And the outcome of this kind of killing will be rebellion and the revolution and anger. And you will never find the peace within yourself. But devotion is a fruit of being, of having, fulfilling the meaning and the message of your life. When you know your direction, why I was created, why I am here on this earth, what I'm doing.
What's my purpose?
And you find the purpose, and you find this interconnection, this hidden interconnection with the whole. With all the human being and the ones, as I said, and with the one and the life, the cosmos, the nature. If you are in nature, if you are exposed to beauty.
Yes, they call it collateral beauty.
If you are, you know, exposed to you know, anything, anybody, any good energy, any place that is sacred, like when we go to the Kaaba during the Eid, then even the energy in the place
And in Medina as well.
can bring some kind of, like you are born again when you come. When you are there,
Like your
then
first
you come
clean
back,
yes.
then you are born again.
Breath
This is
of
a
oxygen.
great energy that's coming if you are, aware of what you're doing as well. So many things can really bring you to this feeling of being devoted to something that's beyond yourself, but you are part of it.
Yes, of course.
Not out of it.
Of course.
And so if you know your meaning of life, if you know your direction, then devotion is going to be normal. It's not something to be imposed on you.
Of course.
And the sacrifice, I think this is a very complex word.
It sounds harsh as well at some stage.
Because what are you sacrificing? What are you doing? Sacrificing, does it mean that you give up something for another thing? What does it mean? If you go to the story of Sayyidina Ibrahim and his son, then what he was ready to sacrifice? What does he was ready to sacrifice? He was not ready to sacrifice his son. He was ready to sacrifice the attachment of his son. Because sometimes when we are attached to something that is not really real, but something that's like illusion. Of course we love our children, but sometimes people, they are doing, enormous mistakes and making immoral and unethical.
They're harming their children.
They are harming
by
not only
attaching
the
themselves
children,
too
they're
much.
harming other
Themselves,
people.
yes.
They can steal for their children. They can do that. We are doing this for our children. They can do all kind of unethical action because they say for our children. So we have to be attached to a higher purpose, to a higher value.
Our God.
So, this story, it means that Ibrahim was ready to get out of this close attachment to his fatherhood, not to his son. Because he wanted their advice was just giving him, confronting him was how much, I taking it symbolically, with a symbolic way. Because if I imagine that God would ask someone to kill his son, I would really, I wouldn't
Yeah, the
take
logical
it.
perspective. Exactly.
I wouldn't take it. I was just scared. How could I do that? If I was Abraham, and then
how did I feel at that moment? Yes.
How could I do it? And I think this is the purpose is higher than that.
Yes.
So when we are sacrificing, killing the animals in the Eid, then we are like reminding ourselves that we are any desires that we have inside, which is take us away from God, then we have to sacrifice this desire. So it's bring us to this confrontation with ourselves. This is one thing. The other thing which I'm taking also for the sacrificing the animal in the Eid is that I am helping this animal to take another chance of being part of me, part of the human, because it is in the name of God that we kill. It's not for our greed or not for our, we want
our
to just
existence,
harm.
to eat and to live.
Even in the Eid, not for this. We are doing this like we are giving a message to the animals. We are doing that because we all are going to share your body with us, and that you are going to be part of us. So it's like we elevating the animal to our
and
own
that's the cycle of existence.
That's right,
And
exactly.
helping the poorer people to also have
and,
better
and,
nutrition
and when we
eat
share
and-
the one thing, when one sacrifice with other people, it's like we are connecting to everyone that eats from this same animal. So we are doing a connection.
So there's a
in different-
spiritual meaning.
in different levels.
Yes.
Connecting to the animal in one hand, and then connecting to the
each
people
other, yes.
on the other hand, and then we are feeling all are one.
Of course.
So this,
That's lovely the way you put it. It's just really, really beautiful the way you put it together. And allow me to also take a further clarification on, the fact that Islam on a higher level of purpose is all about peace and serenity.
Yes.
You've mentioned inner peace. I believe that you would be really lucky as a human being if you get this inner peace and let bygones be bygones, as they say, with you and yourself at some point in your life. And I wonder, from your perspective, is facing yourself and being too harsh on yourself a gateway for you to reach this state of inner peace and serenity with yourself?
No.
Why not?
Because if you are harsh with yourself, then actually you are bringing some kind of defense from within, hidden in you, that is going to reject any kind of being harsh. You know, I mean, being harsh means cruel to your needs. And at the same time, these needs are there within you. So they are going to get stronger and stronger because you are suffocating them. But if to be in harmony is something different. To be in harmony is what brings peace within ourselves. Because, you know, we ignore that, something that is, you know, many people, they don't understand, that we live another level on the unconscious level. The unconscious has its own life. And we don't know about it, but at the same time it appears when the unconscious control us in certain situations that we are not aware. Why? Sometimes you ask yourself, this is not me. Why I did what I did? Why I got angry from a situation does not deserve my anger? What's happening to me? What's happening to me today? Why certain situations bring us the worst emotions within my heart? I thought I'm a good person, and now I feel like I'm not a good person because something that's bad come to me in certain situation or emotions. If I didn't hurt or I didn't harm anyone, but something bad, I feel it. What's happening? You are not bad, but there is something inside you needs to express itself. And you have to face what's inside and take it out and just, you know, put it on your face and talk to what's inside you. So this kind of harmony between our consciousness and our unconscious then can bring peace inside, deep peace inside ourselves. So you cannot even ask people to bring peace by talking about peace. Cannot, and this is the philosophy and this is objective of Islam, because even the first shahada, la ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, it is not a mental idea. It's not that there is only one God, and if I know that there is only one God, then it's okay, I became a Muslim. But the shahada, la ilaha illallah, means that in my life I don't take illusions as my God, whatever it is, this illusion. So I have to be aware of what's real and what's elusive. And then I have to choose between this and that. And this guidance is going to come from within me. How it's going to come from within me, I'm talking from an Islamic point of view, it is by when I saw Muhammad, when I consider Muhammad is as an example of how he reached this situation of being peaceful and taking certain situation in his life and focus on them. Like when he came opening the Mecca, and then the people who were hurting him, they were plotting to kill him, who killed even his daughter and they killed his uncle. And then once they asked him, what he asked them, what do you think I would do with you? They say, you are a kind brother and you are not going to harm us. And say, okay, go, you are free. How beautiful. How beautiful.
Exactly. How very wise as well, because I think you know, for you to be wise, it requires a lot of emotional disturbance that you go through before you reach this state of with them. Unfortunately, our time is almost up, and it's a beautiful episode. The time has flew so far, fast rather. I have one final question I'd like to kindly ask you. What would you advise and suggest people to do? Some people, they would go for the list writing, but then that becomes very complicated and causes them headache between right and wrong, you know, passion and desire, you know, do and don'ts, you know, all these sort of things, the pros and cons. So how do you sort of balance yourself and reach this neutrality of behavior to be able to pull yourself out and see the greater picture before reacting towards any kind of situation, circumstances?
I would like to say it in one word only. Be. Kun. Don't think. Be in a situation and be real.
Be in a situation and be real.
Real.
Be real.
That's it. Be
and
real.
Being real pulls back again of being real as a human, where you put all your functions, money, you know, heart, body, and soul, and mind into
together.
Yes, get into
in
this
harmony.
That's exactly.
And that is not going to come together by ideas or by a program,
yourself.
but by being yourself.
Being yourself. Thank you so
And who
much.
you are.
That is a beautiful episode, and it so much reflects of the human aspects of the true meaning of this beautiful occasion. Dr. Aliaa Rafea, Professor of Sociology at Ain Shams University, thank you for joining us, and happy
You're
feast.
most welcome.
Thank you. And that brings us to the end of our episode on this very special occasion. I'd like to wish all Muslims around the world a very happy feast, and of course not just the Muslims, we want to wish all humanity around the world peace and stability, serenity above all. And as Dr. Aliaa had advised, always be yourself. Thank you for watching.